These sticks out. But deflect the light in here. Alright, so one of the things we want to do up here, you'll notice we don't have an outhouse anywhere, which is fine for me and my family because we have the RV, but it's not fine for guests because a guest can't come up here. We have friends and use the bathroom, you know, they have to bring a bucket or do their business in the woods, so that's something we plan on doing. And I'm thinking we're gonna build it right here in between these trees. Alright, so last week we came up here and we cleared a spot for the outhouse, cut down the trees out of the way, picked up most of the branches, so now it's time for the worst part. We dig the outhouse hole. I'm gonna start softening it, you start moving.
Dad, 95 rocks here. Well, I was in the trap.
Right. We got all the wood home from Home Depot right here. So we are going to start this outhouse.
One more of these, so we can get rid of this
one's gonna be gone.
Yeah. Okay.
So the reason we ended up needing to sand these off a lot more than what we were anticipating was we ended up using cedar fencing. And we just ripped those down for a little bit cheaper flooring. But I think with sanding and a little bit of stain, these will end up being awesome. And we'll just hide the tops of the fences underneath the wall, so you won't even be able to see it, and then they're sealed up well, no varmints or anything will be able to get up through it. So I think this will work out, so I'm gonna get back to sanding. Moving from the 60 grit down to 120 grit to make it nice and crispy on the feet.
Ecstasy is someone worth less than me.
That joke on camera. Who else loves this song? This song's awesome. The Used? Yes! All right, day 2 with the outhouse. Gonna finish building it today. We'll see how far we get with putting the toilet in. Amazon's supposed to deliver it, but we'll see. Okay. Alright, so I'm taking that deck off so that we can stain it tonight. Alright, we're gonna start by blowing off all this sawdust that's still left on there. But it's like rattle can wood sealant, so it's supposed to make it fast and easy, so let's give it a shot and see what happens. Whoa! Didn't expect that. That came out super fast. We're gonna back you up a little bit. Looks pretty good. That doesn't look too bad for a rattle can. Found these cool pieces to go in between the corrugating to help seal it. Time to make the door. We're gonna take 3 1x10, strip them down to 7, or cut them down to 77 inches, and then we'll essentially put them all together, and that'll be our door.
This was bottom, so right is where the hinges are. So it goes.
Perfect. That's all I need. Far as we can be for today. We got the deck all stained, outhouse built, so we're gonna wait to put the roof on till we're up there. That way it doesn't have harsh wind, and then we're gonna paint it when we're up there too. Yeah, so that's what it's looking like. Okay, now time for the worst part of any project, the cleanup. Heck yeah. All right, that's it for tonight. We're gonna tow it up tomorrow, so I'll see you then. All right, welcome back everybody. We are towing the outhouse up to the property this weekend. You can see in the mirror here. So towing's been good, but here's that beautiful view of us going home. Look at those mountains in the background. All the way to this back, so we're going to take these off. We're going to scoot this forward, putting the weight on the tongue, so that way when I take it off it doesn't go flying that way. We're up here at the Scollyn Acres wood, and we've got our hole dug, getting ready to put the outhouse over the hole today. And we're using a 30-gallon drum as our pit holder. This is how it looks in the hole. Oh. Now, one of the things that's kind of dumb, we looked up like a traditional Forest Service toilet, right? And they're like $500 to $600 for those toilets. That seems ridiculous to me. So we're gonna build our own. I just decided, you know what? Let's build it. I'm not a big fan of the box with a toilet seat on it method. It allows for like varmints and mice and stuff to live in there, so I wanted, that more traditional toilet. So we're gonna use this as our poop chute, and that's gonna come up to our toilet. All right, cool. Let's get to work retrofitting this all together. The idea here is we're going to cover these two holes with mesh so the fluid's going to stay, but the dirt and rocks don't come back into the tube. This will be the bottom. We'll cut a hole in the top for that piping that we've been working with. So we're gonna do that next. All right, so that'll be the bottom. That way liquids can go out, but solids don't come back in. All right, next step. Drilling that out. Well, ain't that the darndest thing? I don't think that system's built until we measure out how deep we want that, or how deep it needs to be. No. I'm like, should I climb up there or? I was gonna say maybe I'll just stand at the tongue end. Nah, we did all right. All right, set it down. Okay. Today's episode, again, Clever with Tools. I take the drill end, which goes to the adapter, which then goes to the socket, which then is what's going to screw that in. Starting to come together. Pretty color green. So still gotta clean up all the tools and everything, but we are mostly finished. We have a few patch ups to make, you know, that type of stuff. And we need to backfill around the edges, but it's functional. Got this nice door handle with these real pretty hinges on that real nice wood. And then you got this pretty green on here. And then that see-through roof. So it's nice and sunshiny in there. Keeps all the bugs and wasps and that type of stuff away. So, and all the mice. But yeah, let's go inside. Bam. Got a nice gray-white. That way it helps reflect the light in here. We did run out of paint, so I need to buy some more paint. But yeah, and then the toilet is easy. It's got this little lid that comes off, and obviously that leads down to the poop chute. That is the new outhouse up at the Scollyn Acre wood. We did it in that kind of Scollyn Acre green too. Final look at the outhouse. All right, outhouse is all done. It looks awesome. Super excited. Gonna do like a rock pathway to it and all this stuff, but that's all future projects. We're done for the day. So, but anyway, I gotta go be the first one. So I will see you guys later.